Hey, Hannah Mouse 1 here. Welcome back to my miniature Firehouse 51 building series thing in which I make this model of Firehouse 51 from the TV show Chicago Fire. This is going to be an exciting video because I'm finally getting on to the vehicles or the apparati, whatever the plural of that word is. I'm going to be making those in this video, so I'm going to be making all 5 vehicles: Truck 81, Squad 3, Ambo 61, Engine 51 and Battalion 25 out of cardboard pieces. The basis of all of them is making the general shape out of cardboard and then coating them in tissue scraps to seal everything together. That's how I'm going to make all of them. I thought this video would be a good one to talk about Shay as a character, because obviously we're making Ambo 61, which has her memorial plaque on the side of it in the show, which is probably the best time to talk about her, because obviously I won't be making her because she's unfortunately not on the show anymore. So yeah, and as I'm making Ambo 61, this seemed like a perfect time. So Shay, I love Shay as a character. She was so funny and quirky, and it was kind of annoying that they killed off their one LGBT character. I didn't have another major one until they brought on Ritter in season 7 or whatever it was. It was they could have sped that one up a little bit, not gonna lie, but I will say, until Shay died, Severide's character was a total jerk. After she died, he spiraled a bit, but then his character became a lot better. So maybe there were some upsides in terms of the overall story, because Severide's now one of my favourite characters. But yeah, I'm obviously very sad that Shay is no longer with us. Yeah. Obviously I'm going to paint these in very classic fire engine and fire vehicle colours. So reds, blacks, whites, all of that. And I'm obviously basing these off of the rigs used in the show. Yeah, I just kind of use Google Images to get some good points of reference of those. So I just paint those in the colours. I start off by doing all the red on all of them, except for the ambulance, because there isn't any red, really. I mean, there is, but it's in very small stripes. It's not the base colour. And then I go on to the black accents on these vehicles, trying to mimic the details as best as I can. It's obviously difficult because I'm working with such a small area, but yeah. So I go all the way around the tops where that's needed, as such. Yeah. These are a lot of fun to make. They're fiddly, but a lot of fun. I'm building up the back part of the engine because I realised I did that a bit low and I wasn't liking how that was coming together, so I just gave that a bit of a pick-me-up. Battalion 25 was definitely the hardest of the rigs to make because it's so curvy rather than the boxes, which are the other ones. Oh, here you'll see me try out 10,000 different ways to make the aerial ladder. Yeah, a lot of this gets scrapped because I could not figure out how to get it to work right, so yeah, I just try a lot of different things before I find the design I'm happy with. Yeah, I think this is the one that I actually end up using in the end. Yeah, it was a lot to find this design that worked and looked like a ladder at such a miniature scale. And not only like a ladder, like the aerial ladder, which can extend out over itself. But yeah. Then I go on to the detail work, so doing the individual stripes on the vehicles and all that. A lot of this is going to be really difficult to see because once they're stuck down, they're really close together. So the sides are basically not visible, but you can see them. which means it is important enough that I try, especially as anyone looking at this is going to look immediately at the vehicles. Because of course they are. Like, it's like going to be the focal point of the entire piece, so it was important that these looked right. Truck 81 ends up being my favourite just because it has the most detail on the top of it, which is where you can see the most, which means it's the one which is most important. Like, Squad 3, I think it's described on the show at one point as basically a giant toolbox on wheels. I think Cruz says that at one point, which is so true. The ambulance is literally a box on wheels. Engine has a bit of detail up top, but not much. But, like, Truck 81 has this massive ladder on it that I think ends up looking super cute and, like, super cool when it's all painted silver and put into place. So, yeah. I'm here adding some detail to Battalion 25. And, yes, just a white stripe and then a black bumper sort of thing. I had some gold accents to the Ambo. And then I had to cut out 10,000 of these little wheels. There's a lot of little wheels. There's like a lot of little wheels. And it might not look like a lot, but when you have to cut out each individual one by hand, it is a lot. And then I stick them together because I wanted them to have some thickness and I paint them black. I cut out wheel wells for most of the vehicles. I forgot the ones on the front part of the Ambo, but yeah. If they felt too tall, I could just cut them back and stick them on with a flat bit at the bottom. It really didn't matter. You can't really see them once they're stuck down, but I know they're there. And that's what matters, right? The thought. The thought that counts. Yeah. For these more simple topped ones, I add the sirens on top. Yeah. Just because I wanted to add some visual interest. For the engine, the sirens are white in the middle with red around the edges. And then for Battalion 25, I do white in the middle with blue on the edges. I probably should have done a lighter blue, but whatever. For Ambo, I had a few orange lights on the front. And then I decided to go through and add windows on all of them. I wasn't originally going to draw on the windows, but they seemed a bit plain without it, so I just went on and drew the windscreen and the windows on all of them. And yeah, then I can stick everything down onto the app floor that I finished in the last video. So here we are, final piece. I'm really happy with how these turned out. I think they're super cool, and I think they definitely bring this whole area together. But with that, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next week. Bye!